Oh, there you are. Hey, it's Robert with the Hustle Nation. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm about to give you a tour of this house we're almost about to be done with, okay? Already got a deposit on it. The lady's just living 5 minutes around the corner. She's ready to move in at any minute, okay? And the thing is that I really want to drill home with people is that we're all making money, okay? Whether you get you're on disability or you get, $1 million a year sale commission check from whatever it is that you do, we all make money, okay? And the money that it takes for us to live on versus the money that we get paid, whatever's left over, we call it the gap, we call it the spread, we call it the wedge, whatever you want, okay? And it's very important for us to take that and take that gap money and put it into something that's going to continually pay us without us having to work or do anything for it, okay? And there's a number of things that you can do. You can make a loan to somebody. You can invest in dividend-paying stocks. You can buy rental property. You could buy a business, okay? The thing about it, though, is that if you buy a business, we'll just say you buy a Subway sandwich shop. You've got to keep selling subs to get paid. If they sell no sandwiches, you don't get paid. All right. We can buy a lawnmower, start a landscaping business or lawn care. Okay. But you got to keep cutting grass to be able to get paid. There's only two things that I know of. Okay. That, well, actually, I was about to tell you a lie. Okay. There's other things that are starting to come about that are becoming more popular and everything. Rental property is one. You buy the house one time, you continue to get paid. All right. You can do that with commercial real estate as well. Buy it one time, continue to get paid. You put money into a dividend-paying stock, and they're going to pay you on a monthly or quarterly, maybe a yearly basis. I don't know what it is. You can do that with a mutual fund as well that invests in the stock market. There's other things like a REIT that's a real estate investment fund, okay? The other thing is digital real estate. What's that? Well, you could publish an ebook, okay? You make that book one time, you put it on, and guess what? You can sell 10 gazillion copies of it without having to redo it, okay? So it's not like every time you sell that book, you got to make another one. You do it one time, it's there, and boom, there you have it. You can continue selling it for the rest of your life. It will live after you and continue on being sold if it's a good book, okay? The reason I say this is that we all seem to be wanting wealth. We all want to be rich, okay? We all actually want freedom, and the freedom comes from having more money, okay? One of the things that wealthy people do is they trade their time for money, okay? In other words, they pay somebody else to cut the grass so they can go spend time with the grandkids. They pay somebody else to paint the house so that they can go and watch the high school football game. These are the things that wealthy people start to do, and, they delegate responsibilities to other people so that they're not having to do those tasks, and they go and do things that bring them more joy and happiness into their life. That's what I want for myself, and that's what I want for you as well. This house right here, I own two others on the street, okay? The owner financed it for me. It was about $1,000. I've had it for about 2.5 years that it's been sitting, and we are in the very final week before it is ready for somebody to move in. So here you go. This is the house right here. We put all new windows in. We redid the soffits, put these lights in on the soffits right there. I need to replace that light. Actually, when we had central heat and air put in, we got those vents right there just in case it gets enclosed. Also, that utility room right there, it's got a vent in it as well. I was thinking about making that into a second bathroom at some point. And here we have the living room. Now, when I first got the house, it had a wall that went across this room right here, and it was divided, and it had like one archway going through, and then it also had another wall that separated the kitchen from like a dining room or something like that. We kind of took more of that space. We added a back door because the only way you could get into the back is out the carport, around the side and everything like that. And I'm like, man, if I'm living here and I have to let Tyson out, I don't want to go through all that. So we'll just put in a back door, and then whoop, dog can go straight into the back. So we added that back door. And from this right here, going all the way across, there used to be a wall. And it had an entranceway right there. You could go to the right down the hallway or go straight dining room. And then there was about like a wall right here. And then there was a kitchen, okay? So what we ended up doing was put 4 2x12s up in the ceiling, cut the trusses, put it up in there. And to do that though, we had to have a temporary wall right here and then another one on the other side, and so that each half of those trusses could be supported correctly, the whole house wouldn't cave in on us. So we did that, put those in there, tied each one of the trusses into that beam right there. That beam's elevated over here, and that gave us this open floor plan right here. So it got all new windows, got central heat and air. It's got recessed lighting that's really nice, turned out really well. Right here was not here. We built this air handler closet. That's a pantry right there for the kitchen area. And it turned out real good. One of the cool things is, and this is really pimp, I love doing this, is that all of the closets have lights. And I'm very happy with that. Got the access panel to be able to get to the plumbing if need be. Always thinking ahead with that. Probably going to be all in on this house with materials and labor, somewhere in the neighborhood of, purchase price included, probably 45 to 60,000, somewhere in there. I really need to tally everything up and figure out what that number is. House should appraise for, I would say, 130 to 160 when we're totally done with it. The big thing though is that the amount of revenue that it's going to generate coming in is being a rental property. And that is where it truly is at, folks. That's the thing that separates middle class from wealthy. Is wealthy people will buy assets that generate income. Middle class people will manage their money. Oh, I got a little bit in my 401k, I got a little bit in the Roth IRA. And I'm not saying that's bad, and don't stop doing that, okay? But here's the thing is that once you stop working, okay, unless you got a boatload of money, because generally speaking, the rule of thumb is that you get 4% of whatever it is that you have. So if you got $1 million that's invested working for you, guess what? You get $40,000 a year. But wait, there's more. You got to pay taxes out of that. Oh, man. So once you really start to figure it out and everything like that, and but wait. If you got a car payment by the time you retire, that's got to come out of there. You got a house payment, that's got to come out of there. Oh, man. $40,000 shrinks up real fast, folks. I mean, you just take $12,000 away from it and you're at $28,000. And that's what? $2,250 a month to retire on? That doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to me. This is one of the other bedrooms in here. Got a nice ceiling fan. Oh, hey, they got the light in the closet right there. I wish we'd put that switch on the other side. These things are always a learning experience. You will always learn whenever you do this. More than likely, I probably had designed that for the door being the other way and to head to the house. Actually, we got to go give a person an estimate on a sheetrock job. And we got that all done and everything like that. So tell me in the comments, hey, what do you think about the house? I do appreciate it. We'll figure out what we got going on and everything like that. But we should have this thing wrapped up next week. And then we need somebody to come in and clean it. Now here we are, we're taking it easy. We got a food truck in my neighborhood. If you see in the background there, that's all the bayou and everything like that. And so we're going to have what they call the sip and chat, and we're just going to sit around as neighbors and eat some good food and everything like that. It's 5 to 7, and it's a really cool neighborhood. We even actually have an art festival at one of our parks here in the neighborhood and everything like that, so we're just taking it easy. We're done for the day. I'm going to show you these clips. This is a place that I went and looked at yesterday that another investor called me. They got many projects going on and everything like that. And this one's going to be time consuming and labor intensive and capital intensive as well, in the sense that you'll see, everything that needs to be done. Unfortunately, It was a deal that they let somebody move in. They were supposed to, you know, do some repairs in lieu of the rent and everything like that. Folks, don't ever do that type of stuff. It never works out that I've heard of so far. Been a landlord for close to 20 years, if not 20 years, and I've yet to hear of that work, okay? Any of my residents are like, hey man, just work it off the rent. No, you can go ahead and pay the rent in full, and then I'll pay you to do that job, but we're not going to short the rent any, because it never works out. Did it one time, failed miserably, and, you know, I just don't do it any longer. Take it from me, okay? But now, more than likely, you're going to have to test it yourself. You'll have to do it and everything. You'll have to get burned. You'll have to stub your toes, bruise your knuckles, and give it a shot, and then say, oh, that's why Robert said never do that. So there you go. Take a look. Looking at this property right here. A little bit of daylight back there. That's where you open up some can of beans right there. Now, oh, there must be raviolis or something. I don't know, but we'll just see. Yeah, whatever they are. Oh, about 3 different types of flooring. Oh, got a little dismantle on the washing machine. Old furnace is gone. So, what do you think? Yeah, I had to tell them, say, hey, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to pass. I've got projects of my own that need to get done, and therefore, that's where I'm going to be concentrating my efforts. I am going to look at a commercial piece of property Saturday, and if it goes anywhere close to what I'm thinking, it's going to be kind of a finance deal with a down payment and then monthly payments. It does have a building on it. It would make a great office, and I think that I could also rent it out to somebody else. But the biggest thing is that it's got some land with it, and I could put a number of containers on there, a storage facility. And I love storage facilities. I'm going to tell you why. I can have a 40-foot container delivered on the property, paid in full for less than $5,000. Okay, get $200 a month. In 2 years and 3 months, you've made all your money back. Container should last 10 to 15 years, maybe even longer if you paint it. And if you put some cinder blocks, some concrete blocks underneath it to get it elevated off the ground so the floor will last longer, who knows how long that container will last. But I do know this. That's maintenance-free money right there, okay? And so you figure that if you get $200, if you get $2,400 a month, or per year, okay, per year on a container, that's what we call a 50% cap rate. Huge! Great return on the investment. I would love to have about 10 of those set up, even though the price point on each one of them is not drastic, okay? But you consider that, for $60,000, I can get a house that rents for $1,200 a month. $60,000, $70,000, I could have, 13, 14 containers going for $200 a month. That's $2,800 a month. You do the math. It's a no-brainer. And there's not a lot that could go wrong with a container. So there you have it. It's Rental Robert here with the Hustle Nation, and I got a deal, okay? Free phone call, you get 15 minutes of my time. What do? You send me an email. Where's the email? It's listed in the description. You get 15 minutes of my time. I'll answer any question that you got for the most part, okay? Now, here's the thing, though, is if it's been covered in one of my videos, I'm going to tell you, go back and watch the videos, all right? So, use it wisely. Made this offer before, okay? If you didn't think I was worth $100, then 15 minutes of my time, and it's for free, it's got to be worth something, okay? So give it a shot. I've had somebody call me already. We had a good conversation. Hopefully they'll take some action on it. You just never know. So have a wonderful evening.